Okay, so underlying energy is the two of, the lovers, actually. Underneath that is the Three of Cups, and underneath that we saw the Hierophant sticking out there. But this is about love. This is about, it's not necessarily about decision making, because, when you love somebody, there really ain't no choice. You love them, and that's pretty much it. Um, and it's really just allowing yourself to love. I feel like with the lovers, it's like allow yourself to love instead of allowing your mind to kind of keep you from doing exactly what it is that you are led to do. So that being said, right, this has to do with a deep, profound connection for some of you guys. Yeah, definitely soulmates. A soulmate may be in the mix here for some of you guys out here, but this has a lot to do with your connection with someone. It could be profound, hard to explain. But the thing is too, is that this person does it does bring out a part of you that is, ready to expand in a way. Okay. Now in the heart of your reading, you have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups indicates a wish, your wish. This is the wish card, because this is talking about being content and happy where you are with what you've got, having your wish fulfilled, right? Being happy. So this is a really good card to get. The challenge is, honestly, I feel like it's having to get there. You want to be in a content place. You want to be happy. You want to feel good about it. But the thing that's the obstacle that's crossing right now is that if it's worth the steps guided to take at the moment, the steps that's there to take. Now with the Five of Swords, this can indicate an empty victory, or feeling like there's some things that you may have to do in order to get to happiness that you may not be wanting to do in the first place. Maybe some things that you just kind of feel like would end up making you feel not so victorious even after doing that. You know what I mean? So there's this Five of Swords energy here that's keeping you from being able to feel happy. So there's some sort of process in which to go about having your happiness that may make you feel as though this isn't exactly worth the trouble, right? You're trying to figure out whether or not this is worth the worth all this, the extra sacrifices and all that. You're trying to figure out if it's worth, risking everything to kind of get what you want. Now, in the past, you have the Four of Swords. So definitely taking a rest, definitely taking a moment to relax a little bit. I feel like this is the thing, right? I feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody, it does kind of give me a bit of a feeling that there's a third party situation. Like maybe there's someone else that's involved with another person. Maybe this person's married, or this is you, right? Maybe you're married and you found someone outside of your marriage that, made you really happy, that really connects with who you are. But there's some things that you may have to go through in order for you to be together. And that may be a very hard step. And you don't know whether or not if it's worth the effort or not. For some of you guys, it may not have anything to do with marriage. It may have to do with putting yourself out there to, surrendering some sort of control, you know what I mean, or something like that. Five of Swords is talking about a sacrifice. So whatever it is that you have to sacrifice in order to get to happiness, or however you feel like, whatever you feel like you have to sacrifice, because it doesn't necessarily mean that you really do have to. Sometimes you could compromise with the Five of Swords. But it's, again, that's still like getting a piece of what it is that would make you happy. It's compromising. It's like, is it worth compromising or staying, being a stickler about what it is that you want? Now, I do feel like you guys took some time out to reflect on a lot of this. Took a lot of time to really think about what it is that you want. Really heal and reflect. Because now you have the Knight of Wands, which talks about kind of going with the flow, in the sense of like doing what you love to do, doing what you want to do, only what you want to do. You could be dealing with somebody that's a little bit inconsistent, someone that's an in and out, someone that's a player, or this could indicate here that you guys are, trying to, you're just kind of doing what you can in the moment, right? Doing what you want to do in the moment. Not pushing it, not stressing it, not anything like that. Now, the Knight of Wands is very Sagittarian, even though it can represent an Aries or a Leo. And I do feel like for some of you guys, with the Knight of Wands coming up, it could indicate that you guys, may be dealing with somebody that is very passionate, very exciting, may have an age difference too, because he did have the Hierophant. We just see that pop out just a little bit. So it could be that this person's has a different age, and that may be something that may be difficult for you to kind of transition, you know, trying to figure out whether or not it's the, you know, if you can handle the age difference for some of you guys. Because ultimately everything leads to a choice. You have the Two of Pentacles that leads to the future. You have to make a practical decision, but it's a decision based off of your emotions. So whatever this Two of Pentacles is, I don't know if you're distracting yourself or you're trying to actually make a decision here, but it's most important that you focus on, or you look at what you feel about these options, because you know, you can pick any of the two, but if they, you know, if they don't do anything for you, I mean, you got to figure out which ones really resonate with your emotions, how they make you feel. This is a relationship, not a business. So it does kind of make sense, right? To kind of have to make practical decisions regarding your love life from the heart. So the thing is, right, your goal, aim, ambition is the Two of Wands. So this is really talking about making a decision and going for it, you know, just going ahead and just making it happen. You know, there's no right or wrong way of how to build a relationship. So whatever path that you take, it's totally fine. And I feel like that's your goal. You just want to make a decision and do something about it. You really want to just go in some sort of direction and make this relationship something, you know, or do something with this connection that you've got, right? The Knight of Wands is super passionate and super eager to go. And I feel like that's you guys. You're pumped. You're ready to go. You're excited about the, you know, the connection that you have, how you're feeling. You feel driven. And that Two of Wands to me is like definitely ready to take on the relationship that you got. Now your external energy is the Fool, so you're definitely starting a new beginning, or there's a new beginning that's definitely coming up in this, you know, with the Knight of Wands energy. So this is good, right? So, you know, you're coming into it with open, ready to experience. Good energy here, because I feel like with the Fool and the Knight of Wands, like I said before, very Sagittarian, because you're open to the experience and all that. You're definitely going to be traveling, in, if not physical traveling, but you're going to experience something new. You're going to be starting fresh. And I feel like that, you know, that is a good approach to everything. Because in your outcome, you have the Four of Cups. Yeah, Four of Cups. So, Four of Cups, man, that's good, because, I mean, it's not good, actually, kind of, because it can indicate feeling stuck. And it's stuck on the Three Cups that you've been looking at before. Remember, this is underneath. So, Three Cups talks about support, people that are around you, close-knit groups, family. And it could be that the Four of Cups you may be feeling stuck in your emotions, not sure of, you know, of taking that risk, of taking a leap of faith. But in a way, it looks like you already are. Like, you already are, but it feels like you kind of get stuck. I'm going to pull a clarifier for your outcome, because I wonder why you have so many good cards here, but then get stuck here at the outcome. Because of the Knight of Pentacles. Because you change your mind, maybe? Somebody changes their mind. Someone changes how they feel, or somebody's emotions change. Or perhaps somebody that comes back from the past that you know definitely appears, and you're not sure if you're gonna get the same old BS, or if you're gonna get something new. Yeah, that's a hard one. Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Those two cards together can kind of make you feel like you don't know if you can really be in a relationship, a stable relationship with someone like that. Because they change often. They're mutable signs. They change very frequently. So it's almost like you don't know if this person is going to change in a drop of a hat, but you still love them. You're still in a connection with them. It's just like making the decision to go with it, knowing how they are. Okay. And if this is you, this is about like kind of going based off of truly how you feel, right? Following what you feel, focusing on what it is that you want. But be careful that this desire, this whatever, you know, whatever your dreams are, because the Nine of Cups doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It can indicate that this is you dreaming, being more dreamy and allowing yourself to dream, allowing yourself to have a heart's desire. So I feel like for some of you guys, this may have to do with you dreaming, you know, allowing yourself to dream instead of kind of settling for what you know, thinking outside the box in a way, or you know, having dreams outside of the box. We're gonna go ahead and pull you guys some some oracle cards from Messenger Oracle. We are all connected. Wow, nice. And we are. This is saying, like, this is really talking about the lovers that you got here in your underlying energy. And it's like we all are going through very similar things. Soulmates, especially when we come in together, we have very similar things, in common. But the connection is real. That's the thing that I want to point out for a lot of you guys out here. Your connection is definitely real. Being in the moment with it is very good. But the Five of Swords is almost like you're not sure if it's worth being involved with the person, perhaps. I'm going to actually pull a clarifier for the Knight of Wands because, it's cool and all that you go from this to this, maybe having a lot more fun. But the Five of Swords is like, yeah, but, there's doubt here. Three of Cups. Why is the Three of Cups coming up? Maybe reuniting with somebody. Reconnecting with somebody that's a fire sign, or did you feel unreliable? Oh wow, it's literally this here. So this person is definitely, this Knight of Wands is definitely someone that you love. Or this could be the work that you're doing that you enjoy, that you really enjoy. I don't know why I keep saying enjoy, sorry, but this is something that you can feel very passionate about, that really drives you. Now, for some of you guys, I really feel like this is, this is a workplace. This is in a workplace for some of you guys, or this is having to do with the people that you are surrounded with, or this is someone that's very close to you, perhaps someone that's a friend that wants to become more, or you feel a very strong connection with a friend. Someone that you have a great time with, but you feel like there's more to the story. There's more to it. And I feel like that's the thing. Because you know the nature of this individual, someone that's that only goes and does what they want to do, it's hard to kind of figure out whether or not it's worth pursuing or not. Is it worth, being selfish about it and going ahead and just trying to make it happen? Happy. It talks about happy when it comes up, talks about looking at a situation from a positive angle, from an optimistic angle. Very Sagittarian, but it's saying to kind of take a look at the situation and really find the goodness that's in it. Find the good parts instead of focusing so much on the parts that are difficult or the challenges that you're facing, because that can kind of apprehend and kind of keep you from doing something that you would do normally, that you would do normally if it wasn't there, right? It's like, okay, those factors are a part of it, right? Don't completely discount those. But what else, what good stuff can you get out of this relationship? What are you truly getting from this connection? You got cards in here that indicate you have to make a decision, but you already have, reflected and taken time, and that means, I feel like that means you had a truth. Now, for some of you guys, there may have been a pause in the relationship as well. Maybe you guys have had some time of distance, and maybe this person travels a lot. But I feel like that's the thing. It's hard, perhaps, to have somebody that's long distance, and you're trying to figure out whether or not it's worth continuing to pursue, or it's worth, kind of fighting for in a way. What sacrifice do you feel like you have to make to have this connection with this person that you believe is a traveler rather than someone that settles down and stays in one space? Either way, this is a new beginning. You know that you're in love with this person. You know that you're connected with this person. And it's like, what are the good attributes about the relationship that would encourage you to move forward? Because you already know what you may have to sacrifice. You already know what some things that you may have to just compromise on. Like some things that you're just going to be like, okay, well, has to happen. And you are connected. We are all connected, meaning that, we are all woven into the same fabric. We may have our own situations, our own troubles or whatever, but we are still a part of each other's lives in a great deal. We all have a story that connects us with everybody. So this person here definitely is a tie to you, but I feel like the biggest thing is to look at what can you do to make this relationship work? What are the good things that you can dredge up in this relationship? If you really have a hard time finding it, then it kind of gives you a better idea of what you should do, right? To make the decision that's best for you. Because if you can't find anything that's good about the connection, then yeah, then you may find yourself having a hard time continuing to move forward because you're the Knight of Wands right now, if that's you. If this isn't you, then, you know, but I really feel like that's you, going with what your heart wants, going with how you feel about the project, about the relationship, about the job, about the career, about the lifestyle, you know, if it is truly authentic to you.